Friends, I have no idea what this video holds in store because I didn't do any prep except my wheel of names. Yes, we're going to be doing a randomizer for my 5 picks today. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. We are continuing my event of featuring only Betsatsu Margaret titles. And last week I talked about underrated titles I think you should check out that were on my radar, one that I had never heard of before or like saw in passing but didn't know it came from this magazine. And I asked Patreon channel members of which video idea they would be most excited for. I can't remember what the other video was, but I know for today's video it's the prompt that won or got the most votes, and that is, where do I see these characters in 5 years from where their series ended? Now, I will admit it's probably going to focus mainly on romance specifically, because that's sort of what came to mind when I was trying to like think, okay, where do I feel characters are? Because I'll be honest, if 2 series on here are chosen, I feel that they would break up. And so I didn't want to purposefully choose these. And I said, you know, we go instead of Wheel of Names. Let's go ahead and go to it. So here is what I have on here. I only did series that I have read. So we have Love Com, Kimi ni Todoke, No Longer Heroine, High School Debut, My Love Story, A Star Brighter Than the Sun, All Horror Ride, Love Me Not, Home Sweet Home, Kimi ni Todoke Soulmate, Ima Koi, Now I'm in Love, Honey So Sweet, Strobe Edge, and Orange. Now I will say Orange, I believe, started in this magazine and then it switched to another one, but we're still counting it for the sake of this video. I did not include The Secret of Friendship because it is a one-shot manga and I just didn't really know for that one. So let's shuffle it up. Okay, I just realized I forgot to screen record before I shuffled, but just know all of the names that we said, they are here, okay? So I'm shuffling some more. Let's go ahead, click the spin, see what we're going to talk about for number 1. I am really nervous about this video, guys. I don't know how it's going to go. Yes! Kimi ni Todoke. Oh my goodness. And I want to pause real quick. Insert right here. There may be spoilers in this video because we are talking about the end of the series and where I feel these characters are. Just as an FYI. So I guess just be mindful if you haven't read any of these series and you want to skip, I always leave timestamps down below and you can go to the next one. With that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Number 1 being Kimi ni Todoke. And I'm so excited. I was really hoping this would get chosen because I knew exactly what I saw for these characters. Not exactly. Honestly, when I say that, I was only thinking of Sawako, and let's go look at all the characters here because I want to feature all of them if I can to a degree. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat here, sorry, I was typing, that Sawako and Kazehaya, 5 years from now, they better be married. They better be married, okay? That is the one thing I would absolutely love to see. In fact, I was bummed at the end of Kimi ni Todoke Soulmate that we did not see that. Like, please. I mean, surely, because by that time, I feel like Sawako has already finished college. She is a teacher now. Kazehaya is working at his dad's shop. He is running it. I feel like, oh my goodness, Kuranoma, that she, hopefully I'm saying her name right, that she would also be a teacher alongside Sawako. I don't know if they would work at the same school. I could totally see that though. I would like to say that Shizu, that she's still working at the ramen shop, that she's also married to Ryu. Like, yes, please. I could definitely see them already having a child at this point. And let's see. Oh, Ayane. I feel like, I'm trying to remember, I feel like she went to a beauty school, if I remember right, at the end of the series, and I could see her doing so well for herself. I don't know if she is dating. Did she go back and try and actively pursue Ping? I could realistically see that happening, but I don't know if Ping would actually date her since that was one of his past students, so I don't really know if that would work out. But I do feel that she would maybe, I hope, have more confidence in herself because I really loved her character and a lot of emotional tearjerkers in there. I'm trying to think of, I can't remember his name, but his nickname was Master. That's what Sawako called him. I don't know where he would be. I'm trying to figure out what he did. I know he went to school or to college. I could definitely see him still being really popular, but hopefully he would have found a woman by now in 5 years and is having a happy and peaceful life. Kurumi was her name. Kurumi, what was I saying? I think that's everybody that's really, oh, well, going back to Ryu as well, I do feel like he has made it for baseball. He went to college to just play baseball. I sort of feel like he probably wouldn't stop there. I feel he would do something expanding his career, whether that's going, I don't see him doing professional baseball, but yeah, like if there's some kind of community baseball, not club, but like same as Haikyuu, where you had the guys, I forget what they were, it was I keep thinking home association, I don't think that's the right word, but where they did still play volleyball, even when they were older, but it was more of just older guys in the community, in the neighborhood kind of thing. I could definitely see Ryu doing that and bringing his kiddos to come watch him play with Shizu and then them going to have ramen afterwards. I feel that's where everybody would be roughly in 5 years. That's what's standing out to me, and I think I have Kimi ni Todoke Soulmate separate on here, but I don't want to give spoilers for that series for the spinoff. So let's go ahead and see what we do for number 2. Let's spin the wheel here and see who we get. I'm so glad we got Kimi ni Todoke because I was so hoping for that. A star brighter than the sun. Okay, I have to remember everybody's names because it's been a little bit since I've read the latest volume. I also feel this one's a little bit harder because it's still ongoing. So I would love to say that Sei and Koki, that they did actively get together. I feel like they get together in the manga. I'm not 100% sure if we're there, and that's just me making an educated guess. I mean, that's the whole point of childhood friends to lovers for the trope in this manga. So I guess 5 years from now, we'll say that they've already graduated high school. I definitely see them getting married. I cannot see them being with anybody else realistically. Like, no, just those two are precious little beings. I feel like it maybe took them a long time to really communicate their feelings, and rather than being very internal about them, at least with Sei, and I do love that about her character, that we see a lot of internal dialogue. I find that really refreshing. It reminds me of Kimi ni Todoke, and I love getting that inside scoop. So I do feel like even if they are at a point where they are actively married, or maybe they're just still dating, I definitely would say engaged at the very least, okay? I would definitely say engaged. I feel that it would continue to, that they'd be sweet, precious beings, even as adults, but like, I just feel like that would be something they would continue to actively have to work on to make, maybe not their feelings known, maybe that is the right word, but having to be diligent and active in expressing themselves to the other person. Rather, I wouldn't say make assumptions, but I feel like just where I last stopped, that they are still working through these things and learning. Like, there's a misunderstanding where Sei thinks Koki likes somebody else, and I'm pretty sure Koki thinks Sei likes somebody else, like that she likes the other guy who's sort of the interloper, who I actually really, really like. What is his name? Yota. He thinks she likes him. So, but granted, that's right now, again, where I left off. I cannot say for the other girls, but I do feel like the 3 of them would still be best friends because I really love their friendship a lot. And I do have a first impression of volume 1. I think I'm on like volume 4. My library does have the series, so I just have to actively go check it out. Okay. But I do feel like they would be best friends for sure. See Koki somehow, some way involved in sports. Like, that just feels very much him. I don't know what Sei wants to do when she grows up, so I'm not really sure about her, but I 100% feel for Koki. He's going into sports, so I feel very optimistic for them in the future, 5 years from now, that they would be okay. They would be rock solid and be together, just sort of working through and continuing to be diligent in their communication to one another. Let's go to number 3 and see what we're gonna do, and I'm glad that we got them because it reminds me I need to come back and catch up on them. Oh, Horror Ride. Oh no, or is it gonna go to Strobudge? Okay, I have to go see who all the characters are for this one because I remember Futaba because I absolutely love her, but what is the guy's name? I cannot remember his name this morning. That was the only thing I probably should have. Kyo is his name. That's probably the only thing I should have been more diligent on this morning, is going to go look up everybody's names. I for sure feel that Futaba and Kyo are together. I mean, I have a video review of this series. I absolutely love it. It was the first shoujo manga that I read. Not my first Iosaki Saka manga, but it was the first set of shoujo pins that I ever got on a manga that was shoujo. I should have said first set of enamel pins that I got on a shoujo series. So I absolutely love them. I've come back to the series a few times. I really, really enjoy it. We have a shoujo quiz. I think it's such an amazing series. Also, my first shoujo anime was of this series, so I have a lot of attachment to it, despite it seems a lot of people are not a huge fan of it. But anyway, I say all that though, I feel like if we are following the manga, and I'm sorry that I haven't said what any of these manga are about since we're focusing on the end. I mean, at the very beginning of Oh Horror Ride, we're seeing that Futaba and Kyo, like we saw them when they were younger, and then Kyo leaves, or he moves, excuse me, and now they've reunited, you know, early on in the series. And so they're starting to get to learn about each other and how different both of them are from when they were younger. And that's the exploration of the entire series. series, and I really, really loved it. In fact, for the video that I'm hoping is coming next week about dating advice that characters would give, Oh Harurai was one of the first series that came to mind. I'm not gonna say what it is because you just have to wait for next week. But again, that brings me out to say I strongly, strongly feel that they are still married. I've seen some people say that they probably broke up, but I just don't feel that they could go through everything they went through in the main series and then eventually 5 years later something that they break up. I just can't see that. I realistically just, I don't feel that would be. There's another Iosaki Saka couple that I do feel that they probably broke up but on good terms. But for Futaba and Kyo, like, there's just no doubt in my mind that they're still happily married, that they're together. I don't remember what they wanted to be. I could see Futaba having, I could see both of them having like one child, and I'm not really sure. I sort of feel like Futaba would be a stay-at-home mom, I think, for her, but Kyo would, I don't think he would follow in his brother's shoes of being a teacher. I don't see that for him. Now I know there's some other, I don't want to give spoilers for the other couples, to be honest. I know it sounds weird because I talked about it when Community Told okay, but feel a little bit more uncertain. I do feel Yuri, when she hooks up with one of the guys, I could see them still being in the dating stage. And I don't know if it's just because we haven't seen a lot about them, or I don't remember a lot about them in the manga, but I just feel like how their relationship was, it was very sweet and very cute. And I felt like they just took things a little bit slower, but they had really good communication. And I definitely feel for Futaba and Kyo that they have lots of banter still in their relationship, and I could see them having arguments, but that they always aim to talk it out and whatnot and are very open and honest with one another. But for Yuri and the relationship she was in, I just feel, I don't know, that it's going slower. But for the other friend, what was it Shuko? Was that her name? Yes. I feel for the guy that she starts dating, I feel like that guy's like, let's get married ASAP. I don't know if they would be, but I could see him not rushing it, but he loved Shuko so much in the series and cared so much for her that I feel like he, like, you know, you do anything that you want to do, like he would be her #1 fan. I don't know if Shuko would be ready to do some of the, like, getting engaged, getting married kind of steps, but he would definitely want that. He would definitely want that. I feel like that's where they would be. And I'm glad that Ahura Ride was mentioned because, again, I just really love the series and the exploration of emotions and feelings and them going so up and down. Lots of hurt and heartache and pain. Yeah, I'm just like, I need them for my own peace of mind to be married and to be really happy, because I just feel like any other outcome would just be something I'm not personally happy with. I don't think we've ever had anything saying that they eventually get married or anything. I feel like majority of all of Iosaki Saka's manga do end with them graduating, and so you know they're together. I feel like with just one of my favorite couples in her series, not her, but a different one, that it is very strongly implied that they are getting married once they graduate. Like, yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So that would be my feelings on Oharu Ride and where I see them romantically. I feel like I went all out for Kimi ni Todoroki, probably because I've just read that series so many times and I just love the characters. But again, I was trying to focus on romance. So let's see what we would be doing for #4. And if I'm going to be going any more in depth, because there is one that I would like to see. Oh my goodness, we're going to do high school debut or we're going to do Love Com? Lovecom. Let me tell you, 5 years from now, okay, so I actually came across some fan art. I will share it here. I unfortunately don't have a link to the artist, but I do know that the artist's name on it, so I will leave it in the corner. Also, my video review of this is coming on Friday, so please look forward to it. It is the video review that I've had the most fun filming because I just laughed so much. But I didn't know how it would end, and I really appreciate it for how popular this manga has been and is, that it has an anime and whatnot, and even if people aren't reading it actively today, due to it being unfortunately out of print, that I have not seen any spoilers for it. But I saw that piece of fan art. I probably about 3 to 4 volumes before I finished reading. I really didn't know if this was just fan art that they came up with or if it was fan art of a scene from the manga. So I will leave it there, but I will just say, insert spoilers here because I sort of felt like I set myself up, so I do apologize. I hope I hope that they got married. Out of anybody on this list that better be married outside of Sawako and Kazehaya, they better be married. I mean, I feel like they would be, because unlike Ahara, which was a lot of drama and a lot of feelings and emotions, I just feel there's something so fun about Risa and Odoni's friendship, their relationship, that it really feels it would be odd if they broke up. They're so similar, and that's one thing I really, really love about them. Like, it was just such a refreshing kind of story of where you have a girl who falls in love with a friend and she confesses he rejects her more than once. Rather than her giving up, even though she wanted to, she still kept pursuing him. And I'm glad, like, he said at one point, like, thank you for not giving up, because they've had so much fun. And so I would love for them to be together 5 years, just having such a fun relationship. I definitely would see them engaged. If they are married, I don't know how long it takes for school in Japan. Sorry, I feel like this video is all over the place. But I feel like Odoni definitely fulfilled his dream of being a teacher, and he would be amazing. I feel like kids would absolutely love him. They would make fun of him, but I definitely feel like he is living out his dream. For Risa, I do feel like she did something with clothing. I feel like maybe why I don't feel that they would be necessarily married and have kids is because I could see her working on her career in 5 years, because she was really struggling, and I thought that was a really relatable, very unique part of this story, because I feel like most shoujo heroines know exactly what they want to do, or if they don't know what they want to do at first, they discover what it is they want to do before the series ends and actively pursues that. Risa doesn't know what she wants to do, started going to college to figure out what she wants to do, and even though she gets the inspiration hit with an idea from a friend of what she could do, it's still like, even at the very end when we have one of the side stories, she's still like floundering, so to speak, and I don't mean that negatively, but I thought that was such a great realistic part because I had several friends that didn't know what they wanted to do, and I thought I knew what I wanted to do. Went to school, went to a community college, got my degree, and then sort of after that, I had kids, and then I really just didn't know what I wanted to do. So it's crazy how I ended up becoming a YouTuber, despite that I went to school to try and be a teacher, went to school to try and be a graphic designer, and then just went to school to try and do something. So Risa, I feel like, would still be working on her job and growing up and going up in the ranks, so to speak, but I definitely hope they would be married. Like, please, please. I would feel like for Nobu and Nako that yes, they are definitely full stop married. They have 2 kids by now. I feel like when they graduate, I know that he was supposed to take over, it was, I think, his father's shop. I forgot what his dad made, and that just leaves me a little bit conflicted, because that means Nobu ends up moving, and so I feel like they would definitely be reunited, and I guess I feel like they would still get married, even if they were apart due to circumstances, due to what happens in the manga. Definitely they are married. They are locked in, like, yes, there's no doubt in my mind. They're head over heels for one another. I don't know if I should mention Mighty, but I do feel Mighty is very happy. When it comes to Suzuki and Chiharu, I feel like they are still together, but they are very slow. So I definitely do not see them being married, but I do feel that they would be a lot closer. I feel like he is going to school with her, or that they went to school together, and they both successfully and happily graduated with no kind of drama of having to go beat anybody on the mat or anything like that. Like, Odoni, why'd you sign Suzuki up for that? So I definitely feel like things went a lot smoothly. I don't remember what they were going to college for, but I could see them definitely after they graduate, or maybe even during the time that they're in college, that they move in together and are living together. For Seiko, oh my goodness, I hope that she has found somebody. I really, really do. I feel like if she hasn't found anybody, she is actively trying to find someone. And yeah, say Haruka, there's not an image here. For some reason, I feel like they're still best friends. I feel like Haruka still has a harem that follows him around, and they all love him, but he all treats them really well. I don't see him in a serious relationship. I don't know if I could ever see him in a super serious relationship, just because of how head over heels he was for Arisa. All the things he did so he could be with her. Like, R.I.P. R.I.P. So I don't feel like he would be in a serious relationship. I don't even know. I feel like he was probably going to college. I could see him like cooking or doing something with fashion, but for Seiko, I truly just hope that they have found somebody. I definitely feel like they're living their best life, being the cutest that they can be. Yeah, I feel like that's probably for all of the characters that are super coming to mind. Oh yes, Kohori. He was the cute other shrimp, as as he is nicknamed. I hope the best for him. I don't know where I would see him in 5 years, but I truly hope for his happiness because he was a very special and wonderful character and I liked him a lot. I didn't think that I would, but I really did by the end. All right, we are down to number 5. Let's see what the last one is. I'm sort of nervous of what it could be. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Oops, I forgot to screen record it, but the one that I got was orange. I got orange. Let me look up all the characters because it's been a very hot minute since I have read this one. I actually have it put on hold at my library right now because I was going to put it up for a shoujo quiz, or at least I was hoping that like it would randomly go up for a shoujo quiz. Oh man, I've got some thoughts. I feel like they might be a little bit of a hot take, a little bit of a hot take. So let's start with the hot take first. I feel, what is the female lead's name? I know we have Kakaru, Suwa, Precious Boy Suwa. Oh, Naho. Okay, so if we're talking about the original timeline, okay, with Naho and Suwa, we know that they got married. They have, I think, 1 child or 2 children. If you've read Orange Future, and I do have a video review, I know a lot of people do not like Orange Future, but if I had to say I had a favorite volume of this series, it would be that one. It emotionally has wrecked me because I felt so much relatability with Suwa, the way he thought, the way he acted, and it was absolutely devastating to see somebody that you relate to and really berate and hate themselves to the extent that Suwa did in Orange Future. If you've never read it, I would highly recommend it, but have tissues on hand. We see sort of what happens of how Suwa ends up being with Naho, what he did, how it came about. I feel, unfortunately, like Suwa and Naho would get a divorce at some point. I know that's a hot take. I know. The reason I say that, I love and adore Suwa's character. It's hard for me to say that, but I feel like the regret that he has, the hate that he has for himself, and just the general berating, I do not feel that he can push that aside because obviously he's very happy to be with Naho. He's loved her for a really long time. I just worry that with his feelings and the way Naho just cannot seem to get out of the past, at some point there's just not going to be something to hold these two together that's not related to Kakaru. I can't see it, and it breaks my heart to say that because I think Orange is an amazing series. I love Suwa and I want the best for him, but I really struggle with how happy he could genuinely be when we see how he has taken ideas from Kakaru to help win Naho over, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. I just worry that, say, like when it be past 5 years, but when their kids grow up, is there anything, not anything there, but did Naho genuinely come to love him? I really don't know. I feel like Kakaru had such a deep part on, or like a deep impact and a hold on her heart, that it's really hard for me to see them staying together for an extremely long time. It's very hard for me to see that. If they really did divorce, I feel like Suwa would still be so overwhelmingly supportive of Naho, like no doubts, but I do worry that both of them would still be struggling and wrestling with depression, or if not to that extent, that he just sounds so depressing, that I just feel their lives would not be overly happy, and maybe in 5 years they would continue to stay together just because they shared that pain and they shared that heartache, and there's nowhere else for them to go where they feel somebody on that deep of a level where they could find some kind of happiness together. So I guess ultimately I just feel that like they may still not be at a happiness that I would deeply desire for these characters. Now, obviously, if you've read Orange to You, Dear One, it's a different timeline. Things are so much happier, I believe, in that timeline. But, you know, talking about the original one, I just really worry for these characters that they were never, I don't want to say move on, because what happened was tragic and it was heartbreaking, and I definitely cried reading it. But I guess I worry that they just did not come to a place where they felt peace, that they did everything they could. Maybe, yes, they could have made different decisions, better decisions, things could have been different. But unfortunately, in the original timeline, it was not. They did everything they could. and to come to acceptance. I would love to see that for them in 5 years. I truly would genuinely love to see that. I feel that for all of these characters, but especially Suwa and Naho, I feel like if in 5 years that they were not, maybe I should start off with that, if they were not getting therapy, actively seeking out healing for their life, I feel it would really hurt their relationship romantically together, and that it would affect every part of their life. I can't remember how many times, I feel like they got together yearly to honor Kakaru, and I think that's great, and I think that is important, because I feel like them hopefully going to visit him like that they are having or reminiscing, I hope giving closure, but I feel like for Naho, it continues to open that wound of things that she felt and tried and could not fulfill the way she wanted to when she was younger. Again, I know this is probably a hot take. It's not the happiest way to end this video, but I guess I did want to show that I don't feel like everybody in these series that I've loved and read, again, because Orange is a fantastic series, but I don't feel that all of them end up in marriage, even though that's ultimately what I wanted for pretty much every single character. I'm glad that Suwa did get married. I just worry, again, if things are not addressed, if they're not getting therapy, that I don't know if that marriage can last for an extremely long time because of all the pain that is there. And if they're not, yes, they're able, I feel like, to talk about it, but if they're not being truly open and transparent with everything they are feeling, I don't know. So I will wrap it up there. Even though, again, I'm so sorry that was like ending on a sad note. Felt like we started with a super happy note and ended on a sad note. But I truly would love to hear from you, friends. You know, what did you think of my opinions on these characters? Where do you feel they are in 5 years? If I can, I'm going to try and brainstorm a game for you all. I haven't been able to think of one as filming this video. So if I do, I will put it here. If not, I'll try and post something on Saturday, because I don't want to be like, which of these couples do you think lasted more than 5 years? Like, it's different when you're talking about, it's another thing when you see having to like purposely mark not together or still together. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. Did you enjoy it? And if so, I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I truly appreciate you watching. Bye!